foundation of bonding. And today we have gotten to Hod Sheva Yesod. Not only does it rhyme, but it is a beautiful realm of spirituality, which is, when we talk about Yesod this week, we talk a lot about bonding with others. We could be bonding with inanimate objects, actually. We could bond with a place. And we can bond with other people. And Hod Sheva Yesod, humility, splendor in our foundation or our bonding, I think is a really important lesson. So much of the time when we have conversations with people, as they're talking, we're thinking of the next thing we're going to say. We're putting ourselves into the conversation or putting ourselves into the relationship. That to me is the netzach, right, of bonding, is like, I need you to know about me. I need to put my agenda forward. I need to let you know what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. Hod Sheva Yesod would be more about listening to what the other person has to say, about taking in what the other is about. And true bonding takes place only really when there is a give and a take between two people or between two things. I mean, one can bond with that inanimate object I was talking about earlier, although it does seem like that might be only a one-way relationship. Although one might claim that one can benefit from an inanimate object or other things, but I think I'm taking us off field a little bit. I think the big lesson for us in Hod Sheva Yesod is that when we're in our relationships, ones that we really do want to bond, that it can't always just be about us and us putting ourselves out there to the other person, but there has to be those moments where you just sit back and take in the other person, where you listen to them, where their needs and their desires are as important as your needs and your desires, if not more important. And all too often we get stuck in our heads. I mean, part of what we do for the mindfulness meditation is to get ourselves out of our head a little bit, to get those voices that may or may not be true, that are telling us to do this or that. So it gives us an opportunity when it's Hod Sheva Yesod, when we are looking for our humility within our bonding relationships, or the foundation of who we are, that the foundation of who we are is, in many ways, the reflection of those people that we're with and the situations we're in. And it's just not always about us. So it's kind of giving up your power a little bit, giving up your the attention on you and putting the intention on another person, the person you're bonding with. Because if they're doing the same thing, there will be that give and take between people. If they're listening to us and we're listening to them, then we're actually bonding, because I discover about you, you discover about me, and we help each other live our lives because we learn from each other and what our experiences have been. And so it's not as if you don't converse about yourself, but it comes in reaction to the other person, or it's in addition to, or it is when asked. Instead of just kind of saying, this is who I am, this is what I need, and this is what I want, you wait until you're asked those questions before you would even go into that. I think it's a really hard thing to do, to listen, to not have your next phrase, next question, next anecdote, next point you want to make come right out after a person speaks, or while they're speaking, you're thinking of it. If you begin every sentence with "yeah, but," then you're not listening. Because "yeah, but" means, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is more important. Hod is laying back, allowing things to come to you, allowing what's outside to be as important as what's inside. And I really do find it to be a lesson that brings in a lot of the other realms of spirituality, right? Because if you're listening to another person and hearing what they have to say, that's all about compassion and tiferet, and that's all about chesed and love. And it is also about creating, in gvura, creating not a barrier, but the discipline to say, okay, it doesn't have to be about me all the time. It can also be about the other person. And that's where true bonding can happen. It has to be bonding between two people coming together and sharing their lives. I've said this a million times, I'm sure, and I'm sure I've said it in his meditations, that Martin Buber, who was the great existentialist from the 20th century, he talked about this relationship called I-thou, which is the greatest of relationships you can have with an other. And part of what I-thou needs in order to happen is the giving up of the I for the thou, but not demanding anything of the thou. Just being there non-judgmentally, open, free, and accepting of whatever it is the other has to give. And we want nothing from the other. We just want to share our lives with them and share the moment and be in that moment. That's the ultimate of relationships, and that takes putting out, but also sitting back. Excuse me. I had one of those sneezes coming. Okay. So it's a lot to think about. And just as I give us a lot to think about, we're going to go into our breath now. So I imagine that some of the thoughts that are going to come up may have to do with your relationships and whether you actually do listen, or whether it's more important for you to get your opinion out and your words out, or is it more important to listen to what another has to say? It is the greatest way to learn, by the way. Okay, let us go into our quiet time, and we're just going to breathe, and we're going to feel our breath, and we're going to feel our bodies, and we're going to listen to what's around us, and we're going to just be in a moment where we notice, just noticing what's going on inside of our bodies, outside of us, all around. So let's go find yourself into a comfortable yet strong position. As we breathe, our thoughts are going to take us away from our breath. And as they do, I invite you, without judgment, just to bring yourself back to your breath. As we move into our last 3 or 4 minutes, we ask for 2 feelings to come over us. May I feel joy and may I feel whole. We're leading into Shabbat, and joy is a feeling that is wonderful to have on Shabbat, even after what's happened this week. We still need to try to find joy in our lives. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel as if all aspects of me come together and I feel the wholeness of who I am. May I feel whole. May I feel as if there's nothing missing. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. And may I feel whole. And with each breath, offer yourself one or both of these. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel joy. And may I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. If you'd like to offer these blessings, these feelings to someone else, as we head into the weekend, picture them in front of you in your mind's eye and offer these 2 feelings to them. May you feel joy. May you feel whole. May you feel joy. And may you feel whole. May you feel joy. And may you feel whole. Just stay there for a couple of breaths. May you feel joy. May you feel whole. May you feel joy. May you feel whole. May you feel joy and may you feel whole. And then just bring it back to ourselves. I invite you to offer these feelings to yourself once again. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel whole and may I feel joy. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. And just for our last several moments, we go back to our breath and just be, just exist. Natural breathing, natural heartbeat. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're able to find some peace and stillness. May you feel joy and may you feel whole, and may your humility be in your foundations and bonding, your Hod Shebe Yesod. Have a lovely evening. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next